Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to look into Google Forms. So you're going to go to the tab that says Create, and you're going to go down to where it says Form. Automatically, it's going to bring you to this screen, and what it's going to have you do first is title it. So we're just going to title it Testing Survey, and then what it allows you to do is actually pick a background that you want your form to be on. So you can have fun with it, or you can keep it simple. We'll just use this one for example. And then you just click OK, and automatically it names your survey, and it comes up in our Google accounts for work. Require Hesperia Unified School District login to view this form. Normally you would uncheck that if you are going to have the kids use different Gmail accounts. So usually you just leave these all unchecked. Now let me bring you to main things that you should know. If you ever want to change your theme, you can click here and it brings you back to the options. So maybe you want a different form, you can go ahead and change that. You can accept responses if you want to leave it open, and you can also not accept responses. So that can just be turned on and off with the click of a button. You can view your responses, and that'll actually take you to the spreadsheet. And then you can actually look at your form, what it would look like if you were going to send it out to somebody. So this would be what it would look like. Obviously, it's very simple because it's not filled out yet. So that's just the basis or the basic information of that. So again, the title appears here. Form description. You can just say this is a quick sample Google form or form. Okay. And then what it brings you to is the first question. So this is where you type your question. You can also insert help text, so this will appear in like a gray color, and maybe you say specifically put your ID number, because normally if you ask kids for something specific, you want them to put it there. That's just like a help text for you. Okay. Question type. You have several different types. You have text, which usually is just a short text. A paragraph text, it gives room for a larger answer. You have a multiple choice that you can give, and it's as many multiple choice answers as you'd like. You can do check boxes. They can choose from a list. You can do a scale. You can do a grid. You can do it by date or time. So for the sake of just showing you multiple choice, this is what we're going to use when we use Flubaroo. So typing your question there, we'll just say, what color is the sky? Now, of course, some of you are going to be like, it's not blue, but whatever. We'll just say blue, green, yellow, all colors, whatever the case may be. Okay, now some other options that you want to look for. This pencil here is to edit the question. This button right here, 2 pages, that means to duplicate it. So if you're going to have multiple questions throughout the entire length of your survey, once you're done creating the question, you might just want to hit duplicate and it'll set up the format for you, and all you have to do is edit it later. The next button that you have is the delete button, so if you don't like this question, of course you can delete it. Now down here, this probably right here is the most important button that you'll push. It's a required question. Now, sometimes kids don't answer questions and they leave them blank. You want them to answer questions because then it's going to give you the data that you want specifically. So I normally always check require this question. Now, when I'm done, I'll just hit done, and then I have one question here on my survey. So again, I can go to edit, I can duplicate that format setup, or I can delete this question. One other thing, whenever you're creating a Google form and you're using either Doctopus or Flubaroo, you always want to ask their first name as one question, and you're going to leave it as text. Oh, sorry, text, and they'll be able to write their answer. You always want to require this, and I'm going to go ahead and show you duplicate. So it duplicates the exact same question. So instead of first name, I'll type in last name. Okay, same thing. And then I want their email address as well. So 3 things you always want in a Google form if you're going to send it out to students is their first name, their last name, and their email address. You don't want to group these 2 together, the first name and last name, because it will run incorrectly when we get there. So I'll show you what that looks like. So go ahead and click done. Now this is kind of weird. I have a question here and then I have first, last name, and email address. These questions are actually movable. So if I want to drag this down, I can drag it down and reorder the questions how I want them. So that's pretty much the basic part of this. Again, let's go ahead and view the live form to see what it would look like. As it's generating, normally it doesn't take this long, but it's generating and that's what it would look like. It didn't reformat, so I think once you close it and save it, it should update. Oh, it's in the process of saving. So other than that, you can actually give your students a confirmation page. So your response, you can just say your response has been recorded, or you can say, okay, great, you can retake the survey again in 2 days or whatever the case may be. So this allows you to have some openness with that. You can show link to submit another response, but if you only want 1 response from each student, then you want to go ahead and uncheck that. And then after that, you can send the form to specific people. You can click this so you can grab the link and put that into your website or whatever the case may be. And that is pretty much it. Oh, let me show you what your responses would look like. So you would get a sheet like this. As soon as you create a survey or a form, it automatically generates a sheets for you. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a timestamp, and then it's going to list the questions for you, and then it'll load the data that is entered from the surveys as well.